What was I even thinking? All I could see was a blurry vision of myself staring back at me, asking for help. I no longer had control over my own body. My arms found its way onto my lashes and I needed to pull them out. It was early spring when 3rd grade started, and I just remember being so excited when our school's flower bushes finally bloomed into the warmest yellows and pinks. The environment was so relaxing and breezy that I decided spring was now my favourite season. Perhaps I was too interested in these colourful bushes that I totally forgot about my own spring allergies. And this time, it had come into my life, twice as intense as before. It used to be just a few sneezes, but this time, it was my eyes that were itchy. Every time I rubbed them, my lashes would fall into my eyes, mixing in with the spring pollen. Every second felt like I was being pricked by pins and needles. But staying away from the flowers never helped. I was always irritated and I needed a quick way of getting rid of this itchiness. Completely unaware, I began to pull on my eyelashes. I thought, if they were all gone, then maybe it would never bother me again. I started out by pulling off just the tips, but it grew back so quickly that I had to seek for more extreme measures. I decided to pull out an entire eyelash, tugging it from the roots, and right after I did it, I felt completely relieved. I guess I just have to make them all gone, right? So, for the entire summer holiday, I had locked myself inside my bathroom, pulling out my eyelashes while staring at my own reflection. What I saw was a confused young girl staring back at me with half her eyelashes missing. I was anxious to let people see what I had done, but I was also captivated by the damage I had caused. When 4th grade begun, that was when the urge really snowballed. My classmates quickly noticed my missing lashes and picked on me for it. Some found me funny, while others said I was insane. My anxiety was overloading, like an electric charge ready to burst at any moment, ready to destroy me. Whenever I was anxious, all I could think of was pulling my eyelashes. I didn't have an explanation. I just did it over and over again. Soon, all of my eyelashes were gone, and my urges to pluck had bounced back stronger than ever. I needed another distraction. Wait! My eyebrows! That's it! I could pull on my eyebrows to ease my irritation. But was I really becoming what my classmates described me as? Was I really insane? My behaviour lasted for a year until my mum finally discovered my missing eyebrow. She was so shocked to what had happened that I was sent into therapy straight away. The psychologist in charge was a friendly lady named Dr. Sue. She told me that I have an obsessive-compulsive issue called Trichotillomania. Basically, I had dealt with my negative emotions in an unhealthy way of hair pulling, and I'd have to practice the competitive response to get better. Through clenching my fist for an entire minute whenever I wanted to pluck would help to combat it. So I followed her instructions, believing that my life would very soon be back to normal. That was not the case at all. After a week of trying my hardest, I was completely exhausted. They say there was a certain level of tiredness that could be compared to insanity, and for me, to clench my fists to resist an irresistible urge all alone in darkness, my mind and body was just ready to give up. I wanted to shut my doors and just rest forever. Dr. Sue said I was doing just fine, but if I could ask God to temporarily dislocate my soul from my body, I would do it in a heartbeat. I was that exhausted. Even when I knew deep down I was a fairly brave-hearted girl, I just wanted to quit. My mum soon suggested that I could join a winter camp to make new friends and be more happy. But all I've ever gotten attention for was for my missing eyelashes and eyebrows. They would ask me if I had been in a fire or a car accident. I never said a word back because I was just too tired. I was just a body of anxiousness. I was just sort of surviving, not living. Physically and mentally, I was barely above water. I gave myself a bad haircut, wore crazy clothes, tried all sorts of crazy methods to distract myself, but none of them worked. And just in half a year, my mum decided to send me into another summer camp. But this time, I met a girl named Daisy who had the same condition as I did. Daisy, unlike me, was a lot happier. I was so shocked at how carefree her personality was that I went up to her and shared my stress for the first time ever. She told me that I should start loving and accepting my flaws, and rather to wait for the battle to be over, I should embrace it as part of my life experience. It was in this moment that I finally understood. Daisy chose to be happy, and I didn't. I was so afraid of other people's opinions that I gave up my own well-being. The answers to why I was so tired throughout the years was because I never saw my situation with a positive eye. In the end, I walked out of summer camp with the biggest smile on my face, not because I had conquered my obsessive compulsions, but because I realised that positivity is the only way to keep going. I still occasionally pull on my eyelashes, but that is all part of recovery. The most important bit of emotional growth was that I decided to remain strong whenever my hair-pulling urge would start to rise. That I decided to stay cheerful whenever people would give me a questioning eye. That I decided to pave my own path. There is a community of us out there, and we are all here for each other. No one should ever have to battle their issues alone.